Today on CCX News, Minnesota in the national political spotlight. Local elected leaders take part in the Democratic National Convention as Governor Tim Walz accepts the party's nomination for vice president. A Golden Valley lawmaker was part of the action in Chicago, serving as a delegate for the first time.
I can't say it enough. It's just an honor to be here to be representing Minnesota on the national stage. I've never done anything like this. I've never been a national delegate, so it's been incredible.
State Representative Mike Freiberg of Golden Valley is one of about 80 delegates representing Minnesota at the Democratic National Convention. He was elected to that position at the DFL State Convention in June. The official role of a delegate is to formally nominate the party's candidates for president and vice president. But when Vice President Harris selected Governor Walz as her running mate, the Minnesota delegation took on the unofficial responsibility of generating enthusiasm for the ticket.
Yesterday, when Governor Walz formally accepted the nomination and gave his speech, we spent about 45 minutes after the convention ended just cheering them on. The national media stayed there to follow us, so we just kept doing it, and the stadium staff turned off the lights, and we kept doing it, and I think they were trying to get us to leave, and we wouldn't do that.
Freiberg encourages anyone who's interested in politics to run to be a national delegate at least once in their lives. People can do that at their congressional district and state conventions. Brooklyn Park Police are investigating an unusual case of gunshots fired in the eastern part of the city. According to police, witnesses noticed a white sedan with a person in the passenger seat shooting into the air. Police say this happened at 12:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday, just east of Highway 252. When officers arrived, they located evidence of shots fired. No one was injured. Have you ever thought about donating blood? We caught up with one blood donor in New Hope who answered that question with another.
I'd rather ask people why they wouldn't.
That's Wayne Shoup, who says he donates blood regularly. So does Teresa Zingery of Golden Valley. While she's donated blood in the past, this time her reason for giving is personal.
Right now I'm particularly motivated because I have a sister who recently had surgery and she had to have about 5 transfusions. So it makes me feel extra motivated to do it.
New Hope Police and the West Metro Fire Department hosted Wednesday's blood drive. Anyone can donate blood by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or going to the website redcrossblood.org. A Plymouth girl opened a lemonade stand this week, but instead of pocketing the cash, she's donating the money to research an important cause.
If someone has type 1 diabetes, you're not alone. And it's not a bad thing because we can do everything else a normal person can do.
11-year-old Vera Hodap raised nearly $2,000 on Tuesday for type 1 diabetes research. She was diagnosed with diabetes when she was 2. Police and firefighters from Plymouth, plus friends and neighbors, stopped by to support the search for a cure.
The fact that she has this lemonade stand every year gives me hope, and the community and everybody else living with type 1.
Vera has hosted the fundraiser every year since she was 4 years old. This weekend, a Brooklyn Center church is helping kids get ready for back to school in a big way, and you can take part too. Brooklyn United Methodist Church is hosting a backpack giveaway on Sunday, but it's a year-round effort to collect supplies and donations for the big day. There are no requirements to get a backpack. Any child from pre-K to 12th grade can get one. Organizers say having a backpack filled with supplies means everything to kids.
We want to make sure they are confident as they're going to school, right? Because the kids don't really care about mommy and daddy don't have it. That's not their world. You know, the world is just to go to school and be happy there. And if a kid sometimes don't have a backpack, their confidence will not be there. So just their basic needs.
Supplies are still needed. You can also volunteer to fill the backpacks on Saturday from 2:30 to 4:30. The backpack giveaway is Sunday from 2 to 5, and we'll have all the details at ccxmedia.org. It's always cookie season for one Maple Grove baker, but her home bakery has a bigger purpose in August. I share what makes this month's recipe extra sweet. Cooking up something sweet takes a formula. Lori Sadowski adds it all up in the kitchen. She runs her bakery, Lori's Sweet Sensations, out of her home.
It's just really fun to be able to be allowed to be creative.
Baking is a love she learned from her dad, Wally Dunn,
This is probably my all-time favorite picture of him.
a chemistry teacher.
I love the look he has.
Though she says he didn't always get his infamous peanut butter cookie recipe quite right.
The very first time he made them, he forgot to smush them down with a fork. And so they were all just, rounded. And all of us kids were just like, what's wrong with your cookies? And the grandkids, of course, were laughing. And
That is one of Lori's many fond memories of her father, who died of Alzheimer's 7 years ago.
I watched my dad struggle with this disease for many years. And I was always a daddy's girl.
In New Richmond, Wisconsin, he was a coach.
They're great memories.
After his retirement, Lori recalled a particularly electric homecoming.
They won on a last-second field goal, and they like to say that that was my dad.
Back at home, Lori's time in the kitchen is also dedicated to him, especially in August.
He didn't know who I was the last probably 2 months, but I was the cookie lady. And, that made my heart happy there.
In August, she sells a dozen cookies for $10. All of the proceeds go back to the Alzheimer's Association.
I have to be there for him, but I can't just stand by and let other families be affected by this.
Now, the cookie lady is powered by purpose and one tradition outside the kitchen.
Whenever I do bake now peanut butter cookies, there's always one that I don't mush, and I will bring it to his grave just for him.
The recipe comes together perfectly, all in honor of her dad. Lori is also taking part in a ride to end Alzheimer's in October. All of these funds go into that pot. We'll share how you can order and donate at ccxmedia.org.